All right. Hi guys. Probably not the best time to do a live stream. It is a Friday after all, but we'll see if anyone joins. Today we're going to be talking about AI in surplus funds and using AI in your business, specifically for the purpose of calling. Okay. Big news coming out recently. Stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about. All right. What's up, everyone? Dallas checking in. I'm actually going to Dallas later this month. What's a good place to eat in Dallas? All right. Yes, always a good time to talk about money. Yes, of course. This definitely affects whether you know, how you make money in your surplus funds business or any business for that matter. Okay. Houston, cool. A couple folks from Texas. That's awesome. All right. Well, we're about 2 minutes in, so we'll go ahead and get started. So guys, if you go to the almighty Google today, you might want to type in this specific phrase. Just type in FCC Bans AI voices and see what you pop up, see what you see. Okay. So I've actually had a lot of people ask me recently about AI and if I'm using AI in my business, but specifically for contacting people. Okay. Getting leads on the phone, having AI do calls for you, prospecting, you know, generating leads. Okay. Which here's the thing. I currently am not using any sort of AI to prospect. We do use AI to follow up with people, but not to like cold call or anything like that, or to do prospecting. I currently don't have any AI tools in my belt. I know there are some people that are claiming that they have AI, you know, systems that can help you do your cold calls in your business. Well, I don't think that might be a good thing to do based on the recent news that's coming out. Okay. So the FCC actually has, this is on their website. This is at docs.fcc.gov. Okay. And they are saying that AI generated voices in robocalls shouldn't be used, according to them. Okay. According to them, that an AI generated voice is artificial under the TCPA, which stands for Telephone Consumer Protection Act. Okay. And this is, if you violate this, you can get in trouble and get fines. You know, it's kind of a big deal. You want to try to avoid getting in trouble with the FCC, okay, or any government agency for that matter. And it looks like that they're going to maybe start cracking down on businesses that are using AI, okay? This is very recent. This came out yesterday, February 8th, 2024. So this is very new, okay? But basically, you know, this is going to give state attorney generals across the country new tools to go after bad actors behind nefarious robocalls. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. You know, like I said, I'm not using AI as prospecting. We do use AI as a follow-up tool, but not as a prospecting tool currently. Now, this is just my thoughts. I don't know about you, but I personally have received calls from AI bots, and they're very good, but I don't think they're quite there yet. Personally, I would not recommend, you know, not just because the FCC says not to, right? But also from my experience receiving AI calls, I don't think the technology is quite there yet. Okay. You can still tell that it's a robot. At least I can tell. And although very good, I don't think the technology is there yet, although I will say that it probably will be there in the next few years. And I don't even know how, when that technology does arrive, I don't know how you'll be able to tell between an AI and a real person. I think that day is coming, but it's not here yet, in my opinion. But I just wanted to put this out there for any of you that are, have seen things about AI and maybe using AI as a tool to do cold calling. Might not be a good idea to use currently. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing. I'm just basically doing a news news broadcast here. Okay, just sharing what I've heard recently. And I hope that helps. Again, if you want to read, I'm not going to read this whole press release, for you. You can do that on your own time. But the one thing I didn't see, I don't see where exactly what the consequences would be. Okay, it just says, new tools for attorney generals to go after people. Don't know what exactly. I mean, you can get a fine, of course. I'm not exactly sure how much of a fine, but important information to have. Okay. So, with that being said, I would recommend, guys, if you do have, right now, I'm old school. We still call people, we send letters, send emails, send text messaging, whatever we need to do to reach out to folks and let them know that they have funds available to them. We still do it the old fashioned way. But I think technology is helping us in a lot of ways. And one thing I would recommend is, if you can incorporate AI to do follow-ups for you, strongly encourage you to do that. Okay. And that's one thing that I do in my business is we do follow-up campaigns. And what that means is basically, I'll show you guys real quick. So this is a system that I currently use. It's a database, a CRM, but it also does a lot of marketing for us. Okay. And so there's a lot of different campaigns that we'll utilize. And I'll just show you one real quick. But we specifically will use, automation and AI to follow up with people. Okay. And what that means is, like, once we've actually connected with someone and they've said, yes, send me more information. So we've gotten their permission to send them information. We'll send them paperwork. We'll send them emails about what we do, who we are, how we can help them. And then we'll have like a follow-up campaign where we will just send out, an automated text or an automated email or an automated voicemail, just to continue to keep them in the pipeline and keep them updated and follow up with them. So what we used to do manually, or what I used to do manually when I first started, we now use technology to automate that process for us. Okay. And that's one thing that you can use AI for, because when you're following up with someone, the idea is you've already established a relationship with them, or you've gotten permission from them. They've given you an email address, or they've given you a number where you can reach them, and you can continually follow up with them. Okay. So I would recommend doing that. If you're not already doing that, have some sort of automation in your business to follow up with people that you've already connected with. Okay. So that's just one thing that I do currently. And then it's nice too. You can keep track of stuff and keep track of, emails, contacts, all that good stuff. So, all right. Any questions, guys? Pretty short one today. I hope that helps. Like I said, go check out that broadcast on your own time. Maybe read the memo from the FCC about AI generated voice calls. Okay. You can find that on their website, or just Google FCC Bans AI voices, and you will find it very quickly. All right. Awesome. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat, and then we will call it a day. Won't take up too much of your time. I know it's a Friday. So, Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I know there's some people pitching AI products. I want to hold off on those for a minute. Do you get many calls to follow up with? You should always have a pipeline of people to follow up with. So the answer is yes. You'll follow up with a lot of people in this business. Okay. So, I mean, I can kind of show you. Well, I can't show you all of it, but I can't. Let's see. I could show you this conversation, but it's got some names in it, and I don't want to divulge that person's name. So I'll just tell you. So this conversation here, you can't see it, but this was a text that I received from somebody yesterday. Okay. And I'll just kind of summarize what they say. They say, hey, it's so and so. I'm contacting you regarding possible overage with our foreclosure at, and they give the property address. Okay. So this is my response to them. I said, hey, good afternoon. Yes, it looks like your home sold for X. If the amount owed to the bank was less than that, there might be an overage there. Do you happen to remember what you owed? And they would say, yeah, we owed about $254. Okay, cool. And so I come back and say, would you like more information about how we could assist you in recovering the overage? And they say, absolutely. Okay. So, and then I say, what's a good email address to send that to? They give me their email, and then we send them paperwork and all that good stuff. Okay. What's interesting about this conversation is this person reached out yesterday. So February 8th, 2024. Guess when that property sold? I'll tell you. It sold in June of 2023. Okay. And now they're just finally reaching back out because we've sent them letters and emails and all sorts of stuff. And now they're finally, ready to learn more about their overage. Okay. And so the point of me sharing that with you is you never know when somebody is going to respond to your marketing. And the more marketing that you can do, the more likely you're going to have a response. And so follow up, meaning, and when I say follow up, what I mean is consistently reaching out to people over and over again, not just one time or two times, but many times. That follow up will, one, keep you top of mind to your prospect, so that when they are ready to move forward, they'll contact you versus someone else. Okay. So you should always be following up. Always, always, always. Just because a foreclosure happened today and you called them tomorrow or today and they didn't pick up, they didn't respond, it doesn't mean you let that lead go. You don't just say, they didn't respond. No, you continue to follow up with them until you either get a, hey, yeah, I'd like to learn more, or hey, I got this taken care of, or hey, don't contact me again. What you want your leads to look like is either they want to be in some sort of status, meaning you've sent them paperwork or they said no. You don't want a bunch of leads in limbo. Okay. And so follow up is key to getting your leads from just a potential prospect to either a yes or a no. Because the more you can eliminate, then the more you can focus on the potential active leads. Okay. I hope that makes sense. I would think the AI is supposed to help with lead generation and produce leads to follow up. Yes, of course. You probably don't want to be using AI for cold calling right now, based on what I just shared, unless you're joining late. Maybe you missed it. Do I use VAs to generate leads? Absolutely, I do, 100%. We get leads from a variety of multiple sources, and VAs are definitely one of those sources. There's lots of VA services out there that you can buy, but I can tell you guys that if you want maximum results when it comes to lead generation, the best VAs are the ones that you train yourself. Okay. Thank you for the update on the AI. Yeah, you're welcome. Hope it helps. Save you a little money, hopefully. Problem has been no response after sending the agreement. How do you handle that? Follow up. It's the same. When you're trying to find someone, you follow up. After you've connected with them, sent them paperwork, you need to continue to follow up. Okay. It's a pain in the butt. Okay. But it's just part of the game. There's no way around it. And I'm the same way too. I mean, this poor guy at my insurance agency has been following up with me for 3-4 months, and I just I don't know. I just have other stuff to do. I'm not super excited to sign an insurance policy, but the bottom line is, guys, you just have to continue to follow up even after you make contact and even after you send that paperwork. So we follow up at least once a week after we sent paperwork with someone. Okay. Bare minimum once a week. Hopefully you're already doing that. If you are already doing that, increase it. Okay. As well as increase the methods of follow-up. Meaning follow up by email, follow up by text, follow up by phone call. Some of my best students, they even follow up with a little postcard, a little thank you card that says, hey, thanks for taking the time to speak with me. Hope you got the paperwork. Let me know if you have any questions. And it's a little thank you card that they send after they talk to someone. Okay. What sources do you use? All of the above. Mail, calls, texts, all of the above. Flyers, not so much. I can't say I really do flyers. Letters, yes. Okay. Calls, texts, all that good stuff. What's up, Mr. Tingle? Good to see you, man. Cool. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions. So that was good. Talked about the AI. Again, if you're joining late and you missed it, what we were just talking about is the FCC banning AI generated callers. Okay. Again, I'd recommend that you just Google FCC Bans AI voices. Okay. You might want to take a look at that. Read this little memo from the FCC. You'll find it on Google. But just be cautious of people trying to sell you services where they claim that AI is going to do all your cold calling for you. Might not be a viable option right now. So be cautious of that. Do you have any opportunities to sign on as a VA with your company to get started? Not right now, but if you want to send me a sample of the work that you do, you can shoot it to nick@overagerefund.com. Okay. So nick@overagerefund.com. Some people send me samples and I'll have a look. And if it's good work, I might reach back out. If it's not great work, then I don't reach out. So. Oh, this is good. I contacted a claimant who told me that she would file the claim herself. She had an $80,000 surplus, and I felt bad as to how I handled it. I was shaky and nervous. Okay. Don't feel bad. Number one, congratulate yourself that you actually did the work that so many people are afraid to do. And that is you picked up the phone and you talked to someone and you let them know about the surplus. Most people don't even get that far. So congrats to you for actually talking to someone who was owed money. You are probably in the top 10 to 20% of people in this business. If you got that far, congratulations, dead serious. So don't feel bad about that. Take it as a learning experience. You were shaky and nervous. So what? That's normal, especially if that was one of your first calls. Okay. I remember my first calls. I was shaky and nervous. Hell, I still get nervous sometimes to this day talking to people on the phone because I am an introverted person. I don't like talking on the phone. Okay. I don't like talking to strangers. I can be awkward socially in person. So calling is not my strength. However, if you can do it, that's the hard work of the business, right? Okay. So your nervousness, the more you do it, the less nervous you become. Okay. And that's how you build the confidence, right? Confidence is built by doing the thing that makes you afraid or makes you nervous. The thing that you're afraid of, if you do it, that's how you build confidence. Okay. So don't feel bad. Do not feel bad. Just now, of course, look back on that and say, okay, what could I have done better? How can I be better? How can I not be as nervous? What are some things I can do? Like, take it as a learning experience, but don't feel bad about it. Learn from it. Learn from that experience. And also, I would not give up on that person unless they told you, hey, don't contact me again. Here's something that's important. Respect, of course, the fact that they're going to claim it themselves, but you may want to find out if they actually do claim it themselves. And that could be as simple as following up with them in 30, 60 days and just say, hey, we talked a little bit a while ago about your surplus. You said that you were going to file it on your own. I just wanted to make sure that you got your funds and everything was handled and you did file it on your own. Now, some people are going to say, yeah, everything's good. Thanks for checking in. Cool. End it there. But sometimes you're going to get someone that says, I haven't done a thing. I haven't done anything with that. I've just been busy or whatever. And at that point in time, they might want to work with you in helping them recover their surplus. Okay. If someone says, I'll do it on my own, that's fine. But I would still follow up with them in a little bit unless they tell you not to. Okay. Because a lot of people will say, yeah, I'll do it my own, or yeah, I've got an attorney, and they don't do anything. Okay. I can't tell you how many times that's happened. Or you look back and see if the money's still there. Okay. Happens all the time. So anyway, I hope that helps. How would I have responded? Just what I just said. I'd say, great. That sounds great. Is it okay if I follow up in 30, 60 days? Make sure everything got handled for you. That's how I would end that conversation. Letter's great. It's awesome. Where can I find out the limit on fees you can charge in Arkansas for helping someone collect their overage? William, I think you have my course, William, but if you do, check the 50 state guide. If you don't, then you're going to want, it depends on the what type of overage it is. Okay. Is it a tax overage or a mortgage overage? Meaning, is it an overage from a tax sale or an overage from a mortgage foreclosure? If it's a tax sale overage, you're going to want to read the property property tax code. That's going to do that. That will tell you if there's any laws around recovering surplus funds. I'll just tell you, in Arkansas, I believe tax overages are limited to 10%. So they're just did the work for you. If it's a mortgage overage, there's no fee limitations that I'm aware of in Arkansas. So there you go. Tax overage, 10%, mortgage overage, no limitation. Before we follow up in the 30 to 60 days, do you want to research it first to see if it has been claimed? I would. If it's a type of overage where you can do that research and see if it's claimed, I would do that research. I receive a tax deed list from Broward County whenever I ask, and they send me a list of surplus funds that are about to escheat to the county in about 45 to 30 days. How do you handle those? Contact the people as quickly as you can. And that's one thing too, like when you do contact those people, you let them know about that deadline. Say, hey, you have 45 to 30 days to claim these funds or they're going to be forfeit. That's it. It can be very motivating for them to actually act and do something, meaning maybe work with you. So that's how I handle those. And sometimes people call after the fact, after the deadline, and it's like, sorry, there's nothing we can do for you. Hopefully that's not the case, but it does happen. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, that just poof, is cheats or forfeits to the government every year. And that's one reason why we do this business, because I would rather see the money go to a citizen of the nation versus the government for many reasons. But anyway. All right. Yeah, I will post this on YouTube for sure for people to check it out later, because more people will watch it there. These are impromptu. I just do them when I've got something to say or whatever. So, but yeah, if you joined late or you're just getting here, I will post this replay on the YouTube, so don't worry. Cool. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. Hope that helps. Appreciate you checking in on a Friday. We'll talk to you all later. Again, I will post this replay on the YouTube channel if you join late. But the big message is be cautious of using AI calls for prospecting in your business. Okay. All right. Talk to you all later.